Hi, I'm Lexi from Skiaf. We're just here in Falkirk at St Mungos High. We're the Falkirk West Climate Cafe, so we're just waiting for everyone to arrive, waiting for the candidates to arrive. Really looking forward to a good chat over a cup of tea.
I'm Allan Finnie, the Scottish Conservative candidate for Falkirk West. I'm very pleased to be here tonight talking to you about climate change. Climate change is one of the most important issues which affects us today. I'm very clear that the Scottish Conservative Party is the party to take this forward.
I'm Michael Matheson, the MSP for Falkirk West. When it comes to climate change, we often think about what impact is it going to have on ourselves as an individual. Are we going to have worse winters? Are we going to have poorer summers, which is not unusual? Or are we going to have more floods? But what we don't often recognise is that it can have an even greater impact on those who live within developing countries.
Hi, my name is Goldie. I'm the Scottish Labour candidate for Falkirk West. I live in Falkirk and I'm delighted to be here tonight because this is my old school. The issue of climate change is a very important issue, possibly the most important issue that we'll face in any election. Strangely enough, when we're on the doors, it isn't an issue at this particular moment in time.
My name is John Love. I'm a Liberal Democrat candidate for Airdrie and Shotts and also a list candidate for Central Scotland. Climate change is a problem. It's a problem for us today and not in the future. We have got to take action to help save the world. There are people who cannot do anything to help themselves, but we can and we should and we must.
Hi, I'm Kirsten Robb. I'm from the Scottish Green Party, the top list candidate for Central Region. As a climate campaigner myself, I went to Copenhagen on a big long train journey, and I've also worked in Tanzania, and I really see the difference that climate change adaptation can make to people's lives there. But also the Green Party as a whole are happy to sign up to Stop Climate Chaos Scotland's campaign manifesto asks, because we think it's just sensible to protect all our futures on this one planet that we all share.
As politicians, what do you see for the Falkirk West that could be actually doing some of the manufacturing so it's not getting shipped all over, creating jobs here and hopefully, as you were saying earlier, tapping into some of the new technologies that hopefully we could be the leading edge in rather than the following?
There is no reason why we can't bring in, when people talk about wind turbines, why can they not be brought, parts of these be brought into Falkirk West and get manufactured?
You talked about jobs in the area as well and how we can bring manufacturing back to Scotland as well. There's two aspects of what the Greens would support in your manifesto. The first one is a Green New Deal, invest, and sometimes you might need to borrow to invest, but that's worked after the war so it can work again. The Green New Deal invests in insulation, in skills in the renewable energy industry, so that's the sort of investment we'd like to see to bring manufacturing of these sort of high quality energy skills here.
Some of the production facilities we have in Scotland for producing renewable energy sources are the world leaders. We have in Scotland a company that produces generators for tidal power. Now, we don't use these in Scotland. We export them to European countries such as Portugal. If we can capture this in Scotland, then this will be one of the most important things that we can do to expand clean industry and clean energy production in Scotland.
We've got to work together on this. It's not an individual problem. It is a collective problem. And we've got to put all our thoughts and energies into this so that we can take the best from everyone and we can go forward. We can sit round a circle like this and talk till the cows come home. But we've reached a point now, I believe, that it calls for action.
From the first question, all of you are in agreement that it's about green technologies, it's about making Scotland a leading green economy. So I'm going to jump in there and ask, a lot of you, said we agree it's about this, but what are your parties actually going to do about it?
If it goes from the sort of small scale climate change challenge fund, which is increased to £10 million in this year's budget to help small sustainable developments.
It may be about technology, but it's also about what you buy as well, the materials you use as well. Perhaps for some things we don't need to buy steel from China. We can maybe use some renewable resources like wood that grows in Scotland. For other aspects of work, not that steel and wood are the same, but you know what I mean. There's all the other ways of doing things, and that's where the creative side comes in as well.
climate change will bring jobs. If we work to improve the environment, it will bring jobs here into Scotland, and that's very important.
Scotland could and should become Europe's green energy powerhouse, and it would be nice to sing "O Power of Scotland" instead of "O Flower of Scotland" all the time.
In Fintry, if you live in Fintry, you have the opportunity to have your whole house insulated, double glazing if you need it. They're looking at getting energy because one turbine is going to produce millions of pounds for that community group, and they are saving the carbon with the money that they're getting.
The figure I heard that they're getting from that turbine per year just now is £500,000 is going into a trust fund in Fintry, which is actually paying for this insulation programme and other benefits within the community itself.
It was great to hear quite a few of you mentioning the impacts in developing countries, and both SCCS and SCIAF in our manifestos for these elections are calling for a £9 million climate adaptation fund. People have talked about creating funding, but is any party ready to commit to a £9 million adaptation fund?
I'm personally supportive of the need to have a separate aspect to international development that is specifically about dealing with the consequences of climate change. Whether that's £9 million or not, I don't know, but I'm personally very supportive of that, and I can see the logic in doing so.
We've got to repay our climate debt that our development caused to other countries, but plus it's also in our long-term interest to help other people in the world in terms of security and climate refugees and so on.
It's something that I do personally support, and I will certainly take that forward.
Well, I can certainly work if I was selected or elected to Parliament. I can certainly work and bear in mind what you're saying, but there's no way I would sit here and say something, commit myself to something, commit the party to something that I don't think would be delivered, and certainly in this Parliament.
So we've just had our Climate Cafe in Falkirk West. It's been really great. Thanks everybody for coming down. Had some really interesting discussions on everything from green jobs in Falkirk to how effective wind turbines are. It's been a really interesting discussion, a really interesting evening. So thanks again everyone for coming down.